Hi friends, this is Mina here and today we are talking about Critical Role and what we can especially learn from them to improve your own campaigns. Players as DMs. For everyone who doesn't know Critical Role by yet, they are professional voice actors from America playing D&D together. Having met Mercer as a really awesome DM and also each player is very awesome and talented and it's so cool. Yeah, you should definitely watch it if you haven't by now. I love it really much because it's so awesome, and in this video I tell you why I am so obsessed with it and what you can do to improve your game. They making a whole campaign, so it's not just a one shot, it's like hundreds and more of episodes, and I find it really good that there is a great balance between the scenes. I mean, there are action scenes, there are calm scenes and everything between. The calm scenes can include such things like travel, they are not always calm, but yeah, calm traveling, maybe go shopping, camp scenes, scenes between characters where very calm but intense moments are played out. There are also exciting battles, and there are also really amazing and intense character development scenes where they are, well, played out their backgrounds and unravel background stories or main points of each character. I tell you the anti-example. Some tables I've seen jump from action scene to action scene to action scene to action scene, and I played on these tables, and sometimes it feels really frustrating because I think a good story get enriched of these calm moments between the action. So you can have a tense moment and then at the other hand you have a really calm and soft moment and then tensed again, and you never know what's gonna happen next, right? It stays exciting, for me at least. So if you are one of these guys who like to jump from action to action to action to action, that's totally fine. I'm glad for you, but it doesn't work for me, and I like it how they make it in Critical Role very much. Because it keeps me interested and it feels just like reading a really good book, and you never know what's happened next. Sometimes there are story points where Matt as a DM describes whole passages of ambient and lore. This point may not always be improvised, because improvising an old tomb engraving may be a little bit too much, but very rarely you can see Matt reading some notes out of the corner of his eyes. The awesome effect of this is a difference between this. The group goes down, then it gets dark and you hear some noise. Or you are entering the forest. The air feels chilly and you sense the smell of earth and trees. The wind blows painfully through the treetops. But suddenly you feel a shiver. There's just a growling deep down somewhere in the deep forest. Just for a moment, just far away. Was that your imagination? The battles are very creative in Critical Role and also exciting, what keeps them interesting and feels like every battle is unique. Sometimes they have even multiple ways to solve one battle, not just fighting, but maybe talking their way out, or even multiple ways to fight, like using weapons or items or riddles. And this makes the outcome of the battle really surprising. Also, at any times there is the chance of character death, so there's something at stake. Then there is the really famous quote, "How you want to do this?" And this, my friends, is really amazing because it gives the players the opportunity to make the kill more unique and creative. It gives them the feeling of creating the world together. This happens when an opponent gets killed. Well, maybe not every opponent, but the important ones. And the character can decide how they want to do this. And you can see the joy in their eyes every time. So try this out and see what your players gonna make with this. I do this too in my campaign, and the players have really much joy doing this and describing the skill. They support each other. They give each other the room to play and speak so that no one gets left behind. And so they act like a group more than single heroes. And that's really amazing because I see this sadly in campaigns where you have more like single heroes want to shine but not letting the group shine, and I find this really sad because it's a group play at the end and not a single game. Besides, you play alone. I think there are campaigns you can, but at the most cases it's not a single game, so don't do this, please. Be a team player. And it's really nice to watch them doing this because they cheer for each other, and that's amazing to see, and that's so cool, and that gives such safety between those peoples and deepen the friendship, I feel. So they can play intense scenes where two characters may arguing even, and you really know that it's the characters and not the players, not the friends. This is very wholesome to watch, and I find that every table can benefit of including this in their own game because it adds so much more into your game. They play with the group and not against them. This is a slightly other point because I can imagine that even if you are playing not as single heroes but in the group, some players are playing against the group, and I really can imagine they are not doing this intended. It may come from players who are bored and don't know what to do next. So they make something just to make something. Or players who hasn't learned yet to be a good team player. It can also come from a game master who is not yet good to set boundaries. You should, as a game master, really, when a player plays against a group. And I mean things like making a decision as a player which will hit the group with hard consequences, and you know it. So please don't do this. That can rob a lot of joy from other players. Playing with a group will not rob your hero moments, but deepen them. Sometimes also a group concept could be a very good idea, and I'm really sure that Critical Role does this. Like, is it more a roguish group? Is it more a bunch of lawful paladins? So you can be sure by making this that everyone is at the same page. Okay, when you know Critical Role, you know Matt Mercer is a genius of making diverse and crazy, amazing NPC voices and sound effects. This makes the world very alive, and every NPC always unique. But here you must keep in mind that he is a professional voice actor, so don't compare yourself too much to him. Be inspired by him. And being inspired by him, you could try to make a few voices if you have fun with this. And I have a great fun with this. And sometimes I stand hours in front of the bathroom mirror and make some really creepy sounds. So this may not be for everyone, but try it out and maybe you have fun with this. I love that so much, integrating in my own round. When something special happens in the campaign, Matt sometimes hands out things to his players. This could be like potions, ladders, cards, or other stuff. And each time it's amazing because you have something to see, and at least you have to see the joy in the players' faces. And I try it too, and every time I do this, it brings a really big smile and a lot of surprise in the faces of my lovely players. It deepens the experience when you have real objects you can watch and look at. They use background music for a lot of scenes to underline the mood. I even recognize that they must use multiple playlists because sometimes they have really battle-y music and there is calm traveling music, even soft creepy moods, even sad scenes and also festive scenes like a mask ball. I do this too, and it deepens the mood for each scene. One time I had a very festive scene and my playlist was still on calm camping mood, and it doesn't fit, and even the players recognized it and say, hey, I think you forget something, and then I make the right playlist and they were like, try it out, it's so good. Music can make so much difference in your game, trust me, because that really helps to be in the game. And music can also do so much for supporting feelings and moods. The players and also the game master, so every one of them, don't take themselves too serious. They can laugh at themselves and this keeps the mood really light. But they also manage to keep a really good balance between funny scenes and jokes, and sometimes on the other side really serious and sometimes even grim scenes. So it never gets boring and feels like reading a really good book. And oh, how much I love this point, because I love meaningful background stories. It's the best thing ever. And they all have meaningful background stories, the players I mean, which are woven into the whole plot. This gives every character meaning and also a goal. And they can have really meaningful encounters when they are meeting NPCs from their past or unravel secrets from their past. I must confess, it's a lot of work for the GM, but when you're a very creative GM or you like such things, then give it a try and it's amazing. It can add a lot of fun. I love when my players are really surprised by me putting them an NPC in front of their eyes, which they are known from the background. And then they are like, I know this person, and that's cool. Also, they don't know each other's background stories, so they can evolve them together. They stay a secret until played out. Sometimes Matt even used whispers, which is a tool to just let one person know a thing. Critical Role is not afraid of homebrew rules and adjusting things for players. Not even as the whole campaign homebrewed, and that's a lot of work, I know it, but it's fun. Matt also made Taliesin a whole class because they just wanted to do this. Furthermore, there's always the rule of cool. When some player comes with a very creative idea and the rule may say, nah, but Matt says, okay, you can do this or you can do this, but. One time Matt even says in an interview, if a rule is preventing a player from having fun at the table, it is not worth holding on to. Play by the rules unless it's not fun anymore and then break them. That means not you have to let them win automatically. No. That means some rules might not work for your specific campaign, and that's totally fine. You are allowed to bend them because it's your campaign. And I mean this for game masters, of course. It's alright to bend the rules here and there a little bit for the sake of a good session. Sometimes I have experienced a last-minute cancellation from players in my round, in other round, and this could be very frustrating if the group is not able to continue the game. In case of key scenes, maybe key scenes from this one particular character, this might be correct. But otherwise, Critical Role shows us that the show can go on, because they must let it go on. Not every time everyone is at the table, and that's okay. And the game continues. And they find excuses why the character is not there or Matt placed him sometimes. That should not be the rule. Yeah, you should cancel your campaign at the right moment, but sometimes it's not possible and I really understand it. But for last minute cases, this could be a good solution. And the show can go on. That was a whole lot, and when you're now getting overwhelmed, I'm sorry, but let me remember you that there's no need at all to integrate every little bit of this video. Just go and pick some things you like or want to try out, and you still can get a really amazing and immersive experience at your table. You can start with just one or two things you have seen here, or maybe have seen by Critical Role yourself. Take tips which resonates the most with you and just try them out. You have nothing to lose. Some may put you out of your comfort zone, but that could be a really good thing and you can grow with it. And some may not be at all for you, and it's totally fine. But trust me, that can bring fresh wind in your campaign. So here are plenty of good examples how some things Critical Role do can inspire your table at home. And I'm sure if I go on, I can find 10 more or 100 thousands. No, maybe not so much. So, do you think I have forgot something really important? Then please let me know and write it down here in the comments so I can read it and putting in my own campaign. If you liked this video or find it at least a little bit entertaining or helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and a subscription because it's free and it would support me a lot. Thank you for watching until here. So what can I say more except have a great lot of fun at your campaign. And we will see next time here on this channel. Bye!